Namaste. So now we're going to start this pose called Setu Bandhasana. It's the very last pose of the Ashtanga primary series, and it's a bit challenging. So we're going to break it down into manageable pieces. The first step we're going to do is we're going to learn how to put the legs in the Setu Bandhasana position, and we're going to do this by using the Purvottanasana arms that we talked about in an earlier video. So first you come down with your legs straight, you lean back, but as you lean back, you don't want to injure the back muscles. So as you lean back, you have to engage the front muscles. And then you're gonna turn your feet out, rotating from the hip joint, bend your knees, but just bend them a little bit. One of the biggest mistakes is that people will bend them too much, and then it's absolutely impossible to straighten the legs in Setu Bandhasana. So just bend them slightly. You can keep the feet at a little bit of an angle, but the outsides of the feet are firm into the floor. They're pushing down and away. So I've got my legs set up, my belly is in, and then I'm going to do the Purvottanasana arms. Hands forward, slide them back, let the head of the shoulders roll forward, and then I lean back, and then all at the same time, I'm pushing the outer edges of my feet into the floor, engaging the lower belly, and my whole legs, all the muscles of the legs will co-contract. Like you feel like all the muscles are squeezing onto the bones. Pressing into the hands, push, inhale, lifting up. And so if you look, my belly is pulled in, the sides of the feet are on the floor, my ankles are engaged, my shins are engaged, my calves are engaged, the whole legs are engaged, even the buttocks. And then soften the knees and come down. Thank you. Namaste. So now we're going to test the neck and see if it's strong enough for doing Setu Bandhasana, bridge pose. So you come and you lie down on the floor, pull the feet in close to you. So we're taking away the Setu Bandhasana legs. It's too complicated to put those two positions, the lower part of the body with the upper part of the body. So right now we're just concentrating on the upper part and mostly the neck. So first of all, you can bring your heels close, as I said, bring the elbows beside the waist, push into the elbows, and then lift the chest. Feel the back of the head pushing into the floor. So it's a little bit the back top part of the head. And then I'm going to place my hands on my thighs, press my hands into the thighs. So I'm really pressing. And then all at the same time, I'm going to lift my buttocks and then roll on my head. So press, lift the buttocks, and then I'm using my legs to roll a little bit higher on the head. So if you notice, I can roll back and forth. My belly is pulled in without wobbling around. Okay, and also if you notice, the neck, it's not changing shape. It's the exact same shape as I roll. So there's a cervical curve without this big bend somewhere in the cervical curve. So I hope that makes sense. Try it out. Thank you. Namaste. So we're going to do the next step for this very hard position, Setu Bandhasana. So we're going to place the legs into the position. So we bring our legs out straight. You externally rotate from the hip joints. Heels are together, and then slightly bend the knees. Not too much. I'm pressing the outer edges of my feet firmly into the floor and away from me, and then I can come down and I'm going to lie in a very slight arch in the back, including the neck. Okay, so this is my starting position. From here, I can press my elbows, press my hands, and then engage the entire spine and lift it up like it's coming up through my back up towards the ceiling. Okay, so my arms are on the floor. This would be a great place for people to stay and just work on this. If you want to go further, if you feel strong enough in the neck and the core of the body, the legs, everywhere basically, then you can press into your hands, press into your elbows, Press the outer edges of the feet firmly into the floor and away from you, and lift the buttocks. That's like this. Okay? So if you look at my spine and my neck, there's not this sudden curve. It's a nice, even curve all the way along. Then bend the elbows, put the buttocks back down, tuck the chin, and lie down. And see how that feels. Thank you. Namaste. So putting it all together, the full version of Setu Bandhasana, you're not using the arms. So you have to rely on the strength of the entire body. It's a bridge. A bridge has to be a nice even curve from one end to the other, and it all needs to be firm. You do not want the knees bent. You do not want this cranking happening, especially where the skull meets C1, cervical, the first cervical curve. So I'm going to show you how to do this. You can automatically place your feet in the position with the knees just ever so slightly bent, and then lean back onto the elbows. Bring the back of the head onto the floor. So it's almost like I'm starting to do a Matsyasana in the upper body. I need to press the back of my head into the floor. I need to feel the spine engaging so that I feel it lifting up towards the ceiling. And then I can place my hands over my chest, but don't crank it like this. Don't get all contracted. So the hands are just there. Sometimes people are doing it here. I learned here and I still do it like this. So all at the same time, I'm going to press the sides of my feet into the floor, press the back of the head into the floor, and I'm using my legs and my belly, the whole core muscles to initiate the movement. So press and come up. I can hold it for a few breaths.